Have you ever said something in the heat of the moment and instantly wished you had chosen silence instead? If your words have ever gotten you into trouble with someone you love, with a friend, with a stranger, you are not alone. Most of us were never taught how powerful our speech truly is. We were taught what to say to succeed, but not how to speak to stay peaceful. In Buddhism, speech is not just sound, it is energy. It is intention made visible. It is one of the fastest ways to either create suffering or dissolve it. Every careless word plants a seed, so does every kind one. And the garden of your life is shaped quietly, daily, by how you speak. This is not a lesson in silence. It is a lesson in awareness. Today, you will discover 6 Buddhist lessons that will help you control your speech, not by force, but through clarity, presence, and compassion. These are not rules, they are invitations. Listen gently, let each lesson meet you where you are, and allow your words to become a source of peace rather than regret. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Understand that every word has weight. In Buddhism, speech is considered a form of action. Just as your hands can heal or harm, your words can too. Most people speak as if their words disappear the moment they leave their lips. But words do not vanish. They echo, they settle in minds, they shape how people feel about themselves and about you. A single sentence can close a heart. A single sentence can open one. The Buddha taught that right speech is one of the central paths to inner peace, not because silence is holy, but because unconscious speech creates unconscious suffering. Think about the last time you spoke without thinking. Maybe it was a sarcastic comment, a sharp reply, a dismissive tone. At the time, it may have felt small, but notice what followed. Tension, distance, regret, or a quiet heaviness in your chest. This is not because you are a bad person. It is because speech, when disconnected from awareness, moves faster than wisdom. Before controlling your speech, you must first respect it. Words are not harmless, they are seeds. When you plant harsh words, you harvest conflict. When you plant gentle words, you harvest trust. When you plant mindful words, you harvest peace. This is not poetic exaggeration. It is psychological and spiritual truth. Begin by slowing down how you relate to your own voice. Ask yourself gently, do I speak to express or to release? Do I speak to connect or to dominate? Do I speak from clarity or from emotion? Most uncontrolled speech is not about communication. It is about discharge. We speak to empty anger, to prove something, to protect ego, to escape discomfort. But Buddhist wisdom teaches you do not need to say everything you feel. You need to understand what you feel before speaking from it. Here is a simple practice. Before responding in emotional situations, pause and silently ask, is what I am about to say true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Not all truth needs to be spoken, not all honesty needs to be voiced immediately, and not all silence is weakness. Sometimes the most powerful speech is restraint. You are not losing your voice by being mindful, you are refining it. Imagine your words as water. Uncontrolled, they flood. Guided, they nourish. You do not need to speak less. You need to speak with awareness. Once you realize that every word carries weight, you will naturally begin to place them more gently, not out of fear, but out of respect for others and for your own peace. Lesson 2. Pause between feeling and speaking. Most speech that we regret is born in a single moment. The moment between feeling and speaking. That space is small, almost invisible, yet within it lies your freedom. The Buddha taught that suffering does not come from emotions. It comes from our reaction to them. Anger arises, sadness arises, frustration arises. These are not mistakes, they are human. But when we speak while these emotions are still burning, our words become fire instead of light. Have you noticed how, after speaking in anger, the problem often grows instead of dissolves? That is because emotional speech is not communication, it is combustion. Mindful speech begins with mindful delay. This does not mean suppressing what you feel. It means allowing the emotion to pass through you before allowing it to pass through your mouth. Imagine your emotion as a wave. If you speak at the peak of the wave, your words will crash. But if you wait even a few breaths, the wave begins to soften. And so do your words. Here is a Buddhist practice you can begin today. When emotion arises and you feel the urge to speak quickly, do not speak immediately. Instead, take 3 slow breaths. Feel the air enter, feel it leave, and only then ask, what is this emotion trying to protect? What does this moment truly need? Expression or silence? Often silence is not avoidance. It is wisdom waiting. Pausing does not make you weak. It makes you sovereign over your reactions. Many people believe that speaking fast shows strength. In reality, restraint reveals mastery. Think about how much suffering comes from sentences that start with, "You always," "You never," "You make me." These sentences are rarely about the other person. They are about unprocessed emotion seeking release. But Buddhist wisdom invites you to turn inward before turning outward. Instead of saying, "You make me angry," try first asking yourself, "Why did this touch something in me?" When you pause, you begin to separate what is happening from what you are feeling about what is happening. This space is clarity, and clarity is the birthplace of mindful speech. Over time, you will notice something beautiful. The more you pause, the less you need to apologize. Not because you speak less, but because you speak better. Your words begin to feel cleaner, lighter, less tangled with regret. And something deeper happens. Others start to feel safe around your speech. They listen more. They trust more. They open more, because your words no longer rush to defend, attack, or prove. They arrive calmly, like someone who knows where they are going. To control your speech is not to control your nature. It is to honor it. You are allowed to feel deeply, but you are also allowed to choose how those feelings become words. And that choice is the beginning of inner freedom. Lesson 3. Speak only what brings peace, not power. There is a subtle difference between speaking to bring peace and speaking to gain power. Power says, "Let me win, let me dominate, let me be right." Peace says, let me understand, let me connect, let me soften this moment. Many people confuse confidence with forcefulness. But in Buddhist wisdom, the most powerful speech is not the loudest, it is the most harmonious. When you speak to win, you create losers. When you speak for peace, everyone is lifted. Ask yourself, when I speak in difficult moments, am I trying to resolve or to prevail? Often we speak not to heal a situation, but to protect our image, our pride, or our position. We interrupt, we raise our voice, we sharpen our words, and for a moment it may feel like strength. But notice what follows: distance, defensiveness, walls rising where bridges could have been built. The Buddha taught that harsh speech never leads to harmony, even when it carries truth. Because truth without compassion becomes cruelty. This does not mean you must avoid honesty. It means your honesty must be shaped by intention. Before speaking, ask gently, will this create understanding or resistance? Will this bring clarity or tension? Will this lead to peace or simply prove a point? Sometimes being right costs more than being kind. There is a deep Buddhist insight. You can be right and still be unwise. Wisdom asks, is this the right moment? Is this the right tone? Is this the right way? Peaceful speech does not avoid difficult topics. It approaches them differently. Instead of, you're wrong, try, help me understand how you see this. Instead of, you never listen, try, I don't feel heard right now. These are not tricks. They are shifts in intention. You are no longer speaking to overpower, but to reveal. When your intention is peace, your words slow down. They soften, they listen before they speak. And something extraordinary happens. Others begin to lower their defenses too. Not because you demanded it, but because your tone invited it. You become someone others can disagree with, without feeling attacked. That is a rare and sacred ability. Another practice from Buddhist mindfulness. Speak as if your words will echo forever. Not because they literally will, but because their emotional imprint often does. A harsh word can remain in someone's heart for years. A gentle one can too. So choose what you want to echo. Peaceful speech does not make you passive. It makes you precise. It allows your words to land without wounding. And this leads to a beautiful truth. You don't need to control others with your speech. You only need to align yourself with clarity and compassion. When peace becomes your purpose in speaking, your words become a refuge instead of a weapon. And your presence becomes something rare in this world, a calm voice in a noisy age. Lesson 4. Learn the sacred art of silence. Most people fear silence. They rush to fill it with words, with noise, with explanations. But in Buddhism, silence is not emptiness. It is presence without distraction. Silence is where wisdom breathes. There are moments when speaking is wise, and moments when silence speaks more deeply than words ever could. To control your speech, you must learn when not to use it. Not every thought needs expression. Not every emotion needs narration. Not every truth needs voicing. Silence is not suppression. It is discernment. The Buddha often remained silent when asked questions that were born from ego rather than wisdom, not because he did not know the answer, but because he knew the question was misplaced. Silence can be a mirror. It allows others to see themselves, to hear their own thoughts, to meet their own emotions. When you rush to speak, you sometimes steal that opportunity from them, and from yourself. Here is a quiet truth. Many conflicts do not need resolution. They need space. Space to cool, space to breathe, space for understanding to arise naturally. Silence creates that space. Imagine being in a heated moment. Someone says something sharp. Your mind prepares a reply just as sharp. Now imagine choosing silence instead, not as withdrawal, not as punishment, but as peace. At first, it feels uncomfortable. Your ego feels unheard. Your reaction feels unfinished. But notice what happens. The fire has nothing to feed on, and fire without fuel dies quietly. Silence is not weak. It is a form of strength that does not seek recognition. Another practice from Buddhist mindfulness. When you feel the urge to speak, ask yourself, is my silence more beneficial right now? Sometimes your silence protects your dignity. Sometimes it protects your energy. Sometimes it protects the other person from your unfiltered emotion. Silence also allows you to listen, and true listening is rare. Most people listen only to reply, not to understand. But when you listen in silence, without preparing your response, something softens inside you. You begin to hear not just words, but pain, fear, longing, confusion. Suddenly, the conversation is no longer about winning. It is about witnessing. This transforms how you speak later, because now your words rise from understanding, not assumption. Silence also teaches humility. It reminds you that you do not need to comment on everything, judge everything, correct everything. You are allowed to simply observe. The world does not need your reaction at every moment. Sometimes it needs your calm. And here is something deeply liberating. You do not owe everyone your opinion. You do not have to explain yourself endlessly. You do not have to justify your boundaries loudly. Sometimes silence is how you say, I respect myself enough to not enter every battle. When your speech is guided by silence, it becomes more meaningful when you do speak. Your words carry weight because they are not constant. They become intentional, grounded, clear, and people begin to notice when you speak, it matters because you do not speak to fill space. You speak to serve truth and peace. Silence is not the absence of wisdom. It is where wisdom gathers its strength. Lesson 5. Transform criticism into compassionate speech. One of the most difficult forms of speech to control is criticism, not because criticism is always wrong, but because it often arises from pain, frustration, or the desire to correct rather than to understand. Most people criticize because something hurts them, something feels unfair, something feels wrong. But when criticism is spoken without mindfulness, it does not heal what is wrong, it multiplies it. Buddhist wisdom does not ask you to ignore problems. It invites you to approach them with compassion rather than condemnation. There is a difference between pointing out a wound and reopening it. Criticism says, "You are the problem." Compassionate speech says, "There is a problem, and I care about resolving it." When you criticize harshly, the other person rarely hears your message. They only feel your tone. And tone, more than words, is what the heart remembers. Think of the last time someone criticized you. Even if they were right, what did you feel first? Probably not clarity. Probably not gratitude. More likely, defensiveness, shame, resistance. This is not because humans are stubborn. It is because the heart closes when it feels attacked. The Buddha taught that speech should be guided by loving kindness, even when delivering difficult truths, not sugarcoating, not avoiding, but wrapping truth in care. Before offering criticism, ask yourself, am I speaking to release my irritation or to genuinely help? If your words carry the energy of superiority, the other person will sense it immediately. Compassionate speech begins with humility. It recognizes, I too am imperfect. I too have blind spots. I too have caused harm without meaning to. This softens your voice before you even speak. Here is a powerful Buddhist shift. Instead of correcting behavior, seek to understand the suffering behind it. People rarely act poorly because they want to be bad. They act poorly because something inside them is unbalanced. When you speak to that imbalance, rather than attacking the person, your words begin to heal instead of wound. Instead of, "You are so irresponsible," try, "I feel worried when this happens because I care about what we're building." Instead of, "You never think about anyone but yourself," try, "I feel unseen sometimes, and I wish we could talk about that." Instead of, "You always mess things up," try, "This matters to me, and I'd love to find a better way together." These shifts do not make your message weaker, they make it reachable. Another aspect of mindful criticism is timing. Even the kindest words can become harmful if spoken at the wrong moment. When emotions are high, the mind is closed. So ask, is now the moment to speak, or is now the moment to wait? Silence can be a form of compassion too, allowing emotions to settle before truth is shared. Buddhism teaches patience not as passivity, but as respect for natural rhythm. Sometimes the most compassionate thing you can do is wait until the other person is able to hear. Also, learn to criticize behaviors, not identities. Behaviors can change. Identities become defended. You did something hurtful invites growth. You are hurtful invites resistance. One opens a door, the other builds a wall. But compassion is not only for others, it is also for yourself. Many people speak harshly to themselves every day. "You're stupid. You always ruin things. You should be better by now." This is speech too, and it may be the most damaging kind. Buddhism teaches that the way you speak to yourself becomes the way you speak to the world. If your inner voice is cruel, your outer voice will struggle to be gentle. So begin with inner compassionate speech. When you make a mistake, instead of, "I'm such a failure," try, "I am learning." And learning is not perfect. When you feel weak, instead of, "I shouldn't feel this way," try, "This is human, and I can meet it with kindness." You cannot speak peace into the world if you speak violence into your own heart. As your inner speech softens, your outer speech naturally follows. And slowly, criticism transforms into care. Correction transforms into guidance. Judgment transforms into understanding. You become someone whose words do not diminish others, but elevate them. This is the true power of compassionate speech. It changes not only what you say, but who you become. And when you speak from compassion, even difficult words can feel like kindness. Lesson 6. Let your words become a daily spiritual practice. Mindful speech is not something you turn on occasionally. It is not reserved for meditation halls or spiritual moments. In Buddhism, every word you speak is part of your spiritual practice. Every greeting, every response, every message, every conversation. Your words are not separate from your path. They are your path. This means that enlightenment is not only found in silence, but in how you speak when you return to the world. How you speak to the cashier, how you speak to your family, how you speak when tired, how you speak when no one is watching. These moments are where wisdom becomes real. A daily practice of mindful speech begins with awareness. Before speaking, gently notice, what is my state right now? Am I rushed? Am I irritated? Am I calm? Am I seeking validation? You do not need to judge these states, simply see them. Because when you see clearly, you choose differently. A beautiful Buddhist practice is this. Let each word pass through 3 gates before being spoken. The first gate, is it true? The second gate, is it kind? The third gate, is it necessary? If your words pass all 3, they are likely aligned with wisdom. If they fail even one, silence or rephrasing may be more powerful. This practice does not restrict your voice, it refines it. It removes the noise so the truth can be heard. Another daily practice. Speak as if each word is a gift, because it is. You never know how long someone has been waiting to be spoken to gently. A simple thank you said with presence can restore dignity. A sincere "I'm sorry" can heal years. A calm "I understand" can dissolve loneliness. These are not small things. In Buddhism, intention is everything. 2 people can say the same sentence and create completely different results based on intention. "I see you" can feel dismissive, or it can feel like recognition. It is not the words alone, it is the heart behind them. To make speech your spiritual practice, bring attention not just to what you say, but to why you say it. Do you speak to be noticed or to connect? Do you speak to be admired or to be honest? Do you speak to protect ego or to serve understanding? These are not questions for guilt, they are invitations for clarity, and clarity is always gentle. As you continue this practice, something subtle begins to happen. Your relationships change, people feel safer with you, conversations become softer, conflicts dissolve more quickly, not because you avoid truth, but because you deliver it with wisdom. You also begin to trust your own voice more, because it is no longer reactive, no longer impulsive, no longer scattered. It becomes grounded. Another part of spiritual speech is learning to bless instead of curse, not in a mystical sense, but in an energetic one. When someone frustrates you, instead of silently wishing them harm, Try wishing them peace. May they be well. May they find clarity. May they suffer less. This does not excuse harmful behavior. It frees your heart from carrying it. Because holding resentment in your speech, even silently, poisons your own peace first. Buddhist wisdom teaches the mouth is an extension of the mind. Purify the speech and the mind follows. Your words shape your inner world as much as your outer one. And over time, as your speech becomes more mindful, your thoughts become more peaceful. Because you stop feeding the mind with conflict. You stop rehearsing arguments. You stop narrating negativity. You stop validating your own suffering through repetition. Instead, your mind learns a new language, clarity, calm, compassion, and this becomes who you are. Not just someone who practices Buddhism, but someone who lives it through their voice. Your words become your signature. Your tone becomes your presence. Your speech becomes your offering to the world. And that is a powerful form of spirituality. Not loud, not dramatic, but deeply transformative. Thank you for listening and allowing these teachings to settle in your mind and heart. Mindful speech is a practice, a daily invitation to bring peace into your conversations and presence into your life. Remember, every word you speak shapes not only the world around you, but also the garden of your own mind. Begin today by pausing, reflecting, and speaking with intention. If these lessons have touched your heart, consider subscribing to our channel, Mindfulness, where we share gentle guidance, meditative wisdom, and practical tools to cultivate calm, clarity, and inner freedom. Share this video with someone who could benefit from more mindful speech, and let your words ripple kindness into the world.